Okay, I'm here with Ross, and we're continuing to talk about why we do what we do at Alpine Church. We talked about our mission of helping people pursue God, and then we talked about our pathway to do that. We talked about how Sunday morning is a part of that. And if you haven't seen those videos yet, make sure you go back and watch those. But in this video, we want to specifically address a distinctive of Alpine Church, it's that we are a multi-site church. You see, here's why that is. Because if we're being successful at our mission, if we are reaching people with the gospel and people are coming to faith, our church is going to grow because healthy things grow. And that's what we want. We don't ever want to get to the place where we can't accommodate that growth. And we don't ever want to get to the place where we say, well, I guess we're done growing because we've maxed out where we are. And so we're always trying to think, well, how can we continue to do this? How can we continue to grow to reach as many people as possible? Now, see, when churches wrestle with this, there's a few different ways to go about trying to grow as a church. One typical model that a lot of churches do, it's called a mega church. And a mega church is where you basically grow bigger and bigger in one location. This is the kind of church that I grew up in. And so, for example, our church started in the Ogden area. And so what we could have done is say, okay, we're here in Ogden, and we're just going to continue to invite people, and hopefully people will come, and we're going to go big in our location in Ogden, and maybe eventually we'll have to build a bigger facility, and then a bigger facility. But what we realized is that Christians will likely sort of drive in a little bit to come to Ogden, but people that are from outside of Ogden, in particular people that are coming from farther away, like down from Logan or from Brigham City, or people coming from the south, from Salt Lake or Bountiful or Farmington, it's very unlikely that they're going to drive a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour to come to our one church location. So at some point, we're going to be capped out. At some point, we're not going to be able to grow anymore. We're going to be limited to having church in that one particular area.
Well, another option is church planting. Why not just start new churches, independent churches in different areas that we're trying to reach for Christ? Well, actually, I've been involved in planting a number of churches over the years, and what we found is that church planting in Utah and surrounding areas is very challenging. It's really difficult. It takes a lot of resources. Many churches planted in Utah, especially in smaller towns, just don't make it. And so it's a huge cost, and it takes a real human toll to start up things that don't make it. And so we really think the best option is the multi-site approach. Like church planting, multi-site is multiplicational. It puts congregations where people live. So as Steve mentioned, they don't have to drive a long ways in order to pursue God. Multi-site is one church that meets in multiple locations, and it could be any number of locations, but the church shares the same resources, the same leadership and staff. What's really important is the same mission and purpose, and the same program and process that we already shared with you. And so this provides a synergy of resources and energy that allows new sites, new locations for worship to be placed and to succeed in many places around our whole region.
And so that's what we decided to do as a church. Way back when we first began to grow as a church and we were in one location, we decided, no, we don't just want to try to become a mega church here or just plant separate churches. We're going to be multi-site. And so we started in Ogden, and eventually we got our Riverdale campus. And then as we grew, we said, let's plant a church in Layton because there's a huge need there. And then we went from there, and we had an opportunity to go up to Logan. And so we planted the church up in the Cache Valley. And then we came down and went out west to try to reach western Weber County. And now we're working on hopefully trying to go to Brigham City. And our vision as a church is to be able to continue to grow because there are so many communities in our area where they need the good news of Jesus Christ, and they need to hear the gospel, and where we can help people pursue God. And so our vision is in this area, we want to continue to reach as many people as we can with the gospel of Jesus.
You see, God has planted Alpine Church in a particular time and place for a reason, and God has given us, we think, some wisdom and success in understanding how to reach this particular religious and cultural environment that we're in. And so we feel like there's a stewardship for us to be able to continue to share that throughout our larger region. And so going up into Idaho and into Wyoming and southern Utah and Nevada and so forth, we feel like we have a great deal to offer, and we feel like we've learned how to do this. And so our vision is not just for our own community, our Jerusalem and Judea, but for our Samaria as well, the Intermountain West. And as Jesus said in Acts 1 verse 8, our vision ultimately is to reach the ends of the earth with the message of how to pursue God. And so we believe that the multi-site strategy is really critical to helping people pursue God. That's why we're multi-site. Now you can, if you'll pause the screen now, you can look at these discussion questions and talk about them in your group.